So how do you recreate yourself? What's the difference between recreating yourself and reinventing yourself? In this video, we're going to talk about 3 different ways to recreate yourself so you can have the best year ever in 2023. We're going to jump right into it right now. Now, we talked about the power of reinventing yourself a few months back, and that was more of a play on how you can reinvent something that's already there. When you look at recreating yourself, that definition is to give new life, new energy, or encouragement, to refresh, to enliven, to create anew. So the fact is, you become what you think about most of the time. That's number one. And you certainly attract what you speak about out loud. So do your best to be aware of your thoughts. Do your best to not complain and be aware of what you're consuming. I like to practice mindfulness. When you're aware of what's happening around you, when you're aware of the opportunities that you have, the blessings that are abundant in your life, it allows you to be more grateful and content with life. Now, you can be content and still go after what you want, but the ability to practice mindfulness and gratitude, it really reinforces that recreation. It will allow you to persist through the difficult times. You want to have a vision of where you want to be in life. Just because things have been or gone a certain way the past year or the past 3 years, 5 years, whatever, it doesn't mean that you can't change direction and go elsewhere and create a brand new situation for yourself that will make you the best, make you feel better than you've ever felt in your entire life, in spite of what's going on in the world. So with that said, understand that you become what you think about most of the time. So start thinking about the best version of yourself and how you want to recreate yourself moving forward. So the next step is to focus on your own personal success. I heard someone say this the other day. It resonated with me. I'm talking to my younger self, right? Like, don't watch what other people are doing. Focus on you. Don't be a sideline spectator. Teddy Roosevelt, he wrote a speech called The Man in the Arena. And it goes, it's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short and short again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Focus on your own personal success. Don't worry about what other people are doing, and certainly don't worry about critics. You focus on your own development and blossom in your recreation. Lastly, if you truly want to recreate yourself, you have to commit to becoming a master student. Now, the way I approach being a master student is that I just tell myself, I don't know what I don't know, and I'm always willing to figure it out. I heard somebody say once that the difference between the master teacher and the student is that the student will practice until he gets it right, but the master will practice so that he never gets it wrong. So to learn is a lifelong journey. It's something that you should always be doing, always be learning, because that is how you advance. That's how you recreate yourself. You can figure out different things that other people have done to recreate themselves, and you could change. You can make the shift right away, no matter how old you are. If you check into people who have been successful or found a lot of success in life, it typically doesn't come until later on in life. And Think and Grow Rich, in fact, talks about how most people, I got the book here, you know what I'm saying? I love this book and it's beat up. In Think and Grow Rich, it talks about how most people don't really achieve success. They don't come into their true prime until they're like in their 40s and 50s. So if you're watching this video and you're younger than that, like, take advantage of that. Imagine where you are now, and maybe you're just balling out of control. You're doing your thing. If you understand that principle that you come into your prime in your 40s and your 50s, that is when you could really make some magic happen. So a lot of people feel like, oh, I got all this time, I'll do stuff when I'm older or whatever. You really want to take advantage of mastering skills now, being a master student right now, figuring out what works best for you so you can go out there and crush it in 2023. So become a master student. Important takeaways that I want you to get from this video. Number one, be intentional about recreating yourself. Understand that things don't have to be the same way if you don't want them to be. It's never too late to make that change. I've mentioned before, as humans, we have the dignity of choice. So you can make the choice, you can make the decision to recreate yourself, meaning breathe new life into yourself and be consistent about it. If you're showing up or if you're going to show up, then show up. You don't want to start and stop. This is going to allow you to build credibility for yourself by showing up for yourself, not necessarily for anyone else, but just show up for yourself. If you make a commitment to doing something, then do it. One big thing that I want you to get from this video is to focus on your own personal success. That's really going to allow you to truly recreate and breathe new energy into your life. As an artist, I always tell myself to create is to breathe new life, because I'm making something that didn't exist before. And if it's going to make people feel a certain way, I'm all about nostalgia art. That's great. That's creating new life. That's creating something, an emotion that wasn't expressing itself before. So recreate yourself. Follow us on Instagram at Freed Podcast and at Call Center TV for all the art. Brand new podcast dropping October 19th, The Art of Being Freed. It's going to be available everywhere you can listen to a podcast, Apple, Spotify, Google, all those places. Time management and persistence are two things that will help you in your recreation journey. So we're linking 2 videos at the end of this one. Feel free to check those out. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.